Parshas Vayera, the seventh Aliyah, is the climax of the parsha, and it's perhaps the most emotional parsha contained in the entire Chumash. It's the parsha, of course, of Akedas Yitzchak. Akedas Yitzchak was the last test that was given to Avram of the Asara Nisyonos, the 10 great tests that Avram Avinu was presented by Hashem to prove that he was the most loyal servant of God. And this was the final and perhaps the most impossible of all tests, to sacrifice one's beloved son on a mountain on Har Moriah, which would in the future be the place that the Holy Temple would be situated upon. So Avram took Yitzchak in fulfillment of Hashem's wishes, together with some lads that he had brought with him. He brought necessary provisions, and they set out for the mountain. They arrived. Avram Avinu builds a Masgiach on top of the mountain, and he binds Yitzchak to that Masgiach. As Avram Avinu was beginning to stretch out his hand to begin the process of sacrificing his son, an angel orders him to stop. And when Avram Avinu understood that this was not the will of Hashem, that his son would be sacrificed, he took a ram which was caught in a thicket. There was a bunch of thorns that the ram's horns were stuck in. Avram Avinu takes that ram and brings that animal up on the Mizbeach as a sacrifice in lieu of his son. Hashem then promises Avram great blessings as a reward for passing this most difficult test. And after these events, Avram Avinu was notified that his sister-in-law had given birth to children, and one of these children was Besuel, who was the father of Rivka, who was going to be Yitzchak's future wife. I was bothered by why the ram was stuck in a thicket. Why was that such an important part of the story, that the ram that was going to be a substitute for Yitzchak was all caught up in the thorns? And I saw a commentary that said that in life, when things are too easy, it's sometimes not exactly what the right path is. Very often, if we want to know what the right thing to do in life is, it's the more difficult road. It's when things have thorns attached to it, when they're stuck in a thicket, and now Avram Avinu has to pull it out and go through that extra effort and that strenuous exertion to rid the thorns from the head of the ram. That's how Avram Avinu knew that he was doing the right thing. In life, sometimes the paths that are easiest are not the right paths. It's precisely when there is a challenge and when we feel that extra exertion that is necessary, that we know that we're on the right path, we know that this is God's will. And this is why Avram Avinu understood that the ram was going to be the perfect substitute for Yitzchak Avinu.